you both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decision.
You know, sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody? Let me hear myself. Hello? I can't hear myself, huh? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Now I can hear myself. Can you guys hear me? Give me a little bit of a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Good morning, everybody who's joining in. Thank you very much. Nobody doesn't matter, Bushin. Everybody who's watching on YouTube as well. Hey, guys, I'd love to take questions from you guys. Obviously, the main aim of coming live on Saturdays, mainly I go live on Saturdays, is to not just share with you. Okay, thank you. Good morning. Matter, nobody doesn't. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The main thingy on a Saturday to go live is to answer any questions that you might have. And you know that, you know, on YouTube it's showing only like this. It's normal. Yeah, just like that. Does it always do that? Okay, I don't remember that. Okay, sorry guys. So the main thing is to actually go live, take any questions you might have and answer them as well. Everybody who's watching on YouTube, welcome. Australian Perso. Okay, hello, I'm having a question. Go, shoot. Love to hear a question. I've got a question as well. We can hear you. Thank you very much, Australian person. I've got a question as well. I'd love to ask everybody who's attending live today, what's the one thing you wish you had more time for in life? What's the one thing you had more time for in your life? Australian person, I am listening. I'm here. I can hear your question. Go for it, okay? You can type your question in. Matter, nobody doesn't ask. Which is the best area to buy in UAE right now for a good ROI? Okay, I can answer this. I can give you a little bit of a generic answer, okay? I'm going to explain it to you. For travel. What do you mean by for travel? Are you trying to set it up for short-term rentals? Is that what you're looking to do? Short-term rentals? Is that what you're looking to do? Okay, for travel. I'm not sure. I understand. Please explain what do you mean for travel. But I can give you a general answer. Australian person online, I'm waiting for your question. Shoot your question through to me. Kamal Jethwani, welcome. Look, I've got a question for you guys. Oh, for more time for travel is what I wish I had time for. Bro or sister, I don't know because your name doesn't show. I think that I might be with you as well on that. But then I come to, like, every time I ask you guys this question and I reflect on my own, I'm thinking, I do have time to travel. Why don't I travel more? Anu, what would you like? What's one thing you wish you had more time for in life? Travel as well. We've got a lot of people here who are talking travel. What is it about travel that excites you guys? Okay, Ravi Roy 26, welcome. Let me answer. Australian person, I have no idea what your question means. Okay, let me take Matter Nobody's question. So on YouTube, I don't understand this question. This channel, I generally talk about real estate and life. I'm not what would you call it? I'm not qualified to answer your question. So let me answer Matter Nobody your question, okay? Oh yeah, he says the escape from reality is what makes it attractive. That's interesting. Let's come back to that. So one of the things that you're saying is what is one area which gives the highest return in general, okay? I'll tell you the one general area that's known to give the highest rental income, okay? In Dubai at the moment is a place called JVC. Okay, it's a place called JVC. Why? It's a lot of combinations that come together for that place to give you a high rental yield year on year. So basically, every year, if you've, let's say, spent $1 million, I'm giving you a general idea. Okay, if you get 8% net income from rent, you're looking at $80,000 back. If you've invested $1 million, and let's say for argument's sake, we say you're getting 8% back, 8% back, you get $80,000, okay, net. This is after all charges, okay? I'm just giving you an idea. I'm not giving you actual numbers, okay? But the actuals may vary between 6%, 7%, 8%, sometimes 9%, so on and so forth, okay? Now, the reason why this place does this well is there's a lot of factors. The prices are not too high. Okay, the prices are not extremely high. So you're not paying extremely high prices to buy in this area. That's number one. Second reason is that the way it's located is very convenient for a lot of people who need to commute across Dubai for work, for what have you. So because they're commuting across Dubai, JVC or Jumeirah Village Circle allows that and gives that very easy commute options to schools and work and so on and so forth. That's the other reason rental income is very high. But when you say ROI, I've got to correct myself and correct you. Welcome Ismail on Instagram. Welcome everybody on YouTube. If you're watching, send in your questions. And one of the questions that I ask is, what's one thing you wish you had more time for in life? What's one thing you wish you had more time for in life? Coming back to your question, Matter Nobody. Why, when you say JVC, when you say ROI, you've got to look at Ahsan Hamad, welcome. You've got to look at Ahsan Hamad on Instagram, welcome. You've got to look at rental income and capital appreciation. So you've got to think about it. Like if capital appreciation in JVC, just for argument's sake, okay, I'm not saying this is the number, is 10% per year. Yeah, 10% in a year. Then when you're thinking about it, your actual ROI is 10 plus 8. So it's 18%. But now if there's other area, but then there's a lot of other questions that come up. But you know, what am I going to do with capital appreciation if I'm not selling the property? You're also right over there, right? But some people, they will like to build up equity, which means build up a property where the price keeps going up, because in other countries of the world, you can borrow from banks against them, okay? Over here, I think you can't really do that so easily, but it's something that is part and parcel of the whole situation. Tamanna Siddiqui, welcome. Adib Abib Duro, real estate portfolio manager, welcome, guys. Hey, guys, I'm asking a question. What's one thing you wish you had more time for? Abib, what's one thing you wish you had more time for? Tamanna, I'd love to hear from you guys, your opinion, okay? So guys, listen. So when you're talking ROI, you're looking at rental income as net and also capital appreciation. Now, if you say capital appreciation, then I've got to say you've got to consider the traffic, not traffic, sorry, I'm looking at your comments as well. You've got to think that some other areas might have greater capital appreciation, okay? But It's kind of like you sacrifice on a few things and then you get on with a few things. The other places, let's say in premium prime areas, resellability gets affected, so on and so forth. So you're saying you've heard that traffic is really bad in JVC, getting out of... Look, traffic all over Dubai is a situation, which is a situation. But what's happening is the government of Dubai is working towards resolving this situation. And this isn't something new. Like, for those of us who were born and raised in Dubai, I can tell you, like, we used to do our school run in 15 minutes. Okay. When we were growing up, we used to do our school run in literally 15 minutes. Our father used to drop us off. And, you know, I can tell you the distances. It was like 11, 15 kilometers, right? I was living in one part of Dubai. School was in the middle of Dubai. And then my father's office was in another area of Dubai, right? And he could, I think, cover all of this within 30 minutes. It's just the way it was. It's just the way it was, okay? This is something that's very normal for growing cities. If you compare it to other cities like, you know, Mumbai, Tokyo, New York, I think Toronto as well, London, you know, all of these places have all their traffic snarls and all of that comes with the territory. Okay, I don't think it's a bad thing. I like, alhamdulillah, people coming to Dubai, making Dubai their home. We've got enough apartments and villas and townhouses getting built now that will accommodate more people. So overall, it's a good thing, guys. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the growth situation. Like, do you not grow then? Right? No, you grow. And then you grow the infrastructure. Dubai is already doing that. You already know that new metro stations are coming up. You already know that new metro stations have already opened up. A lot of people don't even know this, but from the original, I don't remember the original, how many metro stations that were there, but from the original metro stations, before the Expo 2020, which happened in 2021, more metro stations have already been added. Matter nobody. Yes, I do have a recommendation that I'm going to be going through. I'm going to be going through the full recommendation on a webinar on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be showing exactly why it's such a good place to invest. What I would recommend is for you to attend. Okay, what I would recommend is for you to attend. I'm going to go through the entire basics and why it's a good place to invest. Okay, there is a link somewhere where you can register. The first 50 seats are free. Okay, the first 50 seats are free. You can attend it, and I will go into all the recommendations on a particular project, inshallah, bismillah. Straight path. I want to ask you a question. What's one thing you wish you had more time for in life? So Straight path always asks a question. He's a diehard fan of the live. I appreciate you coming up, brother, coming here, asking this question. Okay, let me ask you. Hey, I'm still waiting. Tamanna, what's the one thing you would wish you had more time for in life? Okay, love to hear what your opinion is. Straight Path says, Salam, can you have a podcast with a mortgage consultant? In the future, as new properties ready to move in are going to get handed over in bulk, and it can be of great help to your viewers. I could, just to let you know, getting a mortgage is pretty straightforward. Guys, listen, just reach out to any of the mortgage consultants. Now, if you want advice, do not reach out to the bank's mortgage brokers yourself. Go to a mortgage consultant. They will give you between 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If you can go and visit them in their office, even the better. And they will give you very straightforward advice. Now, if you want to trust their advice, I would suggest that you should look for somebody who's been in the industry, let's say 3+ years. 3+ years at least. Oh man, I thought I was going to have some tea right now. But I just remember I'm fasting. Alhamdulillah. All right. Ashish V. Kumar on Instagram. Welcome. What is the one thing you would love to have more time for in life? This is the question that I'm asking. What's the one thing you would love to have more time for in your life? Lift Mind 00 8. Kamal Jethwani. Hey, how are you? Tamanna, what's the one thing I'd love to know? What's the one thing that you guys would love to have more time for in your life? Okay. Straight Path says, can one get mortgage equity from an apartment like one can do for a villa? And how much LTV is allowed? Awesome agency. Welcome on Instagram. That is a question for a mortgage broker. Okay. I think you can't get equity release at the moment because of the way the rules. But then I don't want to comment on this. Why? Because I might be wrong. I don't want to say wrong things, right? Okay. So somebody asked, Data Science 9652, do I need any specific license for subleasing or general trading license? Okay. I'm going to give you the advice that I know, but then you've got to go check with RERA and so on and so forth, okay? The general advice is, the general thing is, you actually don't need a license for subleasing, okay? This is a situation where you rent a apartment or a villa or a property, but within the rental agreement, you put in a clause very clearly, and this used to be the case. You've got to go and check with, you can check with a place called Al Manara Center, which does ijaris. You can ask them if this is still valid. Within the agreement, you've got to very clearly state that you've got, the rules have changed recently, so that's what I'm saying. You should be checking online. Gabriel, welcome. Abib Duro, Tamanna, hey, I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me what's the one thing that you would love, absolutely love to have more time for in life, okay? So this is the one thing that you guys would do. So this is for subleasing, okay? So if you put it in the agreement, then you can do it. Now, there's a whole world of legalities you need to navigate. I'll explain why. Some building managements, some area managements may not allow subleasing because of the way the community rules are built. So what they would want you to do, instead of just easily subleasing, they would want you to get a DET license. So what's a DET license? It's the Dubai Economic and Tourism Department that issues short-term licenses for short-term rentals, okay? So they might say, no, you can't do this because you need to do this. Again, there's another thing that I'm going to explain something to you. If you're thinking of getting an apartment and subleasing it to multiple people, there are buildings that aren't going to allow that, and you will not be allowed to do that, okay? So it's tricky. I would rather speak to people who are doing it legally, and then again ask them how much of it are they doing it legally, or how much of it is being done hood, wink wink, under the table, or they just know the security person in the building and they just get on with it. So tread carefully. I think if you're really going to do it, tread a little bit carefully, and if you want to do it, but be on the right side of the law, okay? So that's the main thing that I would say. Like, if you're going to do it, be sure that you're on the right side of the law and you know what you are doing, okay? Make sense? Rahul Kara asks online, hey brother, I want to work in Dubai as a real estate agent. Okay, so there's a very brief thing I can answer. If you want to work in Dubai as a real estate agent, then I can tell you what you should be doing, okay? Anybody here who would like to give some advice to this person? Anybody who's already a real estate agent? Sahil, I can see you there. I'll start. I'll tell you. Okay, first of all, if you're already in Dubai, or if you're not in Dubai, you've got to move to Dubai, okay? You can't be a real estate agent, generally speaking, while you're not in Dubai. So you're going to have to move to Dubai. That's number one. Number two, obviously, you look for the medium tier companies, okay? The top tier companies, I'm not going to say they're not going to hire you because I don't know your background. Maybe they will if you've got a top-notch background in finance, wealth management, sales of watches, jewelry, gold. You're just a general good salesperson, or you're ambitious, so on and so forth. Maybe they will hire you. but you might get a little bit of a tough time because most of the top tier companies are looking for people with minimum of 2 years of experience. Why is it 2 years of experience? It's just the way the industry is built, okay? It takes a couple of years for you to understand what you're doing and to get better and better and better. So that's the way it is. So the top tier companies are generally looking to hire people with 2 years of minimum experience. That's number one. Number two is, so look around and then try to get hired. Number two and number three and number four. This is very important. You're going to need a driver's license in Dubai and a car, ideally speaking. Now, if you ask me, can you make it work without a driving license and a car? Yes, you could. For example, if you found a company based in Business Bay, and you decided that the only place you're going to do work is in Business Bay because it's just easy for you to go around, it's easy for you to reach for viewings and so on and so forth. But it is difficult because you might end up finding a client who looks to buy a property somewhere else. What are you going to do? It's going to be difficult getting around. So you should have enough money to buy a car and to get a driving license and to last 6 months in Dubai to pay through your journey of life, which will include boarding, living, as in like where you're going to live. It's going to include what you're going to eat. It's going to include how you're going to travel, even if you're traveling by metro. Okay, these are the absolute basics that you must be able to do. Now, I'm not gonna say it's difficult. I do recognize that right now at this moment in time, in Dubai, and Dubai being Dubai is attracting a lot of people coming into the Dubai market, which means that there is tough competition out there. Like, don't take it light. Don't think that, oh, okay, I'm just, I go there and I'll make it really super fast. There's competition out here, right? But are you going to run away from the competition? Absolutely not, right? You're going to stick in there. You're going to go through. You're going to be, make it with the best of your ability. Find some mentors up front, okay? What do I mean by mentors, okay? I'm going to explain something to you. This is kind of funny. It's kind of like a little bit of a hustle, but it is a reality. Let me explain something, how and why. A lot of people, they end up working in a company and they're thinking, okay, what about having a mentor here, right? Okay. All right, Tamanna, I see your question. Just give me a moment. Let me come to your question. Are you, Tamanna, do you focus in commercial real estate? Do you focus in commercial real estate? Okay. Tamanna, I'm just asking you to get a little bit of background on your question. So to end your question, Rahul, when you start working in a company, if you can't find very good mentors in that company, you will find mentors in the field. How do you find a mentor in the field? For example, you go do a viewing with some other agent. You hit it off. You start talking. Maybe he's busy, but you could always offer to buy him lunch or dinner afterwards, okay? These are people who are not super senior. Super senior people will not want to buy or get bought lunch. They just don't want to have time. But people who have niceness in them, they want to spend time with you and they're willing to teach you a few things. So when you find one or two or three of those people, stick to them, start talking to them and start learning from them. Okay, this is how you work with mentors. Find mentors and work with them. Welcome, Imran Saeed. Tamanna Siddiqui says, hi, Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak to you too. May Allah bless you, sister. Can you please give a brief insight about commercial projects in Dubai? I believe off-plan commercial is very limited. Okay, you're working for a developer who's coming up with a new commercial project. Okay, that's great. I believe off-plan commercial is very limited. As per your experience, how you're seeing the commercial market. Okay, I would recommend, Tamanna, I would highly recommend, check out a podcast that I've done. Assalamu alaikum, brother Ahsan, how are you? Far welcome. I would recommend check out a podcast I did with a commercial expert called Mr. Prashant. Okay, Mr. Prashant. About 2 years ago, he recommended, and the podcast, I think it's about 2 years ago, he told me that the price of per square foot commercial real estate is going to go up, And commercial real estate did really go up as well. Like, there's no question about it. And it's kind of been a little bit of an interesting time. Why? Because when the pandemic started, the weird pandemic started, everybody started working from home, right? Banks, businesses, everybody optimized their work from home model. And I think the work from home model is still continuing till today. So we kind of like expected, oh, who's going to have demand for commercial offices as people start working more and more from home? Guess what happened? God, real estate, commercial real estate in terms of rental demand has gone up by a lot, right? We all know this. Anybody who's working in Dubai, everybody who's here, everybody who is in Dubai, everybody who's looking through real estate or working in the commercial side, absolutely knows this, right? It's the prices of commercial offices have gone up, and the prices of Alhamdulillah, excuse me. And commercial prices have gone up and rental returns have gone up, okay? Tamanna, you probably don't know this about a little bit about commercial history, what's really taken place, okay? If you go back to 2008, what ended up happening, to be honest with you, and I'm just sharing this for people and your knowledge, what ended up happening was 2008 or 2007, 2008, rents were running and skyrocketing in Dubai. So what the Dubai government ended up doing is, through RERA, they introduced the rental index. The rental index, you probably don't know this, in the beginning only applied to residential properties, or that's what everybody thought, that it applies to residential properties. Fair enough. So a lot of people who had plots of land, what they started doing in 2007, 2008, they started converting the zoning permissions on those to ask the government to allow them to build commercial properties on them. So if they had residential, they wanted to build commercial on it. Okay, so does that make sense? They had residential permission. They had permission to build a building here. They wanted to build commercial because the general perception was that the rental index is not going to apply to commercial properties. I don't know how they got it, but that was what the general perception was. So what ended up happening? A lot of these residential plots now became commercial plots. And then people kept holding but not building on these because the 2008 global financial crisis took place. Okay, no problem. So none of these commercial plots got built and offices were not built. Okay, I knew people who were holding on to these plots and then they were waiting for the market to recover because then they would start building, because it just didn't make sense to start building at that time. And I remember then the 2012, 2013 market recovery. Like the market started recovering kind of like in 2009, 10, 11, and 12 and 13, it started picking up again. Now what happened is the residential demand was again a lot bigger, and commercial rents were also controlled by the rental index. So then it made no sense that you're only going to build office commercial buildings, because it's the same thing. So now what people did is they converted back their commercial properties into residential. So a lot of times you will see plots went from residential to commercial, commercial back to residential, and they got built as residential properties, which led us to where we are today. Like, I personally agree with you that there is not an extreme, but a decent shortage of good commercial properties in Dubai. Like, I spoke to a consultant who had experience with international real estate globally one time. I'm talking 2015 in a meeting. And when this person said back to us, like, there's very little grade A commercial space in Dubai, we were like, ooh, okay, what does that mean? Well, then this person went on to explain, like, there's something called grade A, grade B, grade C, and it depends on how great the building is, the finishes, and so on and so forth. I'm not a commercial expert, so I can't get too much into it with expertise, but this is the general understanding. Welcome, Habib Burhani. Yeah. Now, what ended up happening was Dubai, then in 2013, they launched, the Dubai Properties launched Bay Square in Business Bay. And today we've seen 10 years on, that place is like an absolute gem. Like if you own an office over there, that place is an absolute gem. Like, oh, you would love to have an office over there, right? You would love to have, I used to call it in 2015, I used to have an office over there. I used to call it the mini DIFC. Like 2015, all the retail was not also present over there, but I used to call it literally the mini DIFC. So if you're looking at renting commercial space, we do know that there's a little bit of shortage. There's Sheikh Zayed Road, there's Business Bay, there's Barsha, and then there's smattering of real estate in the newer parts of Dubai, right? Then there's other parts of Dubai, such as Fahd Dawood. There's a lot of commercial space there, but people who want to be on this side of town, they're looking for commercial space over here, right? Welcome, Akif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Hey, guys, I've got a question for everybody who's here on YouTube and on Instagram. What's one thing you wish you had more time for in your life? What's one thing you wish you had more time for in your life? Some of the people who've gone before you have said they would love to actually have more time to travel. And I say, let's take it. Go ahead. Nobody's there to stop you, right? Go for it, okay? Hey, guys, listen. There is a 2-day webinar coming up. Walaikum salam. Thanks, Ahmed, Akif. There's a 2-day webinar coming up. Friday 21st and Saturday, I'm going to be going over some things that you must be doing when you're investing in the Dubai real estate market. I'm also going to be uncovering a very good potential opportunity that I'm going to share with you, dissect it, and explain it to everybody who attends, okay? The first 50 seats are free, then it's $100, and then it goes on with like that, okay? I've got one question from here before we end. Somebody says, Saleha Properties. Dawood Bhai, your English is excellent. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Okay, I appreciate it. English is excellent. I appreciate it. If in Urdu language, more better. Thank you. Sometimes we do it in Urdu as well. Maybe we can do a live sometimes in Urdu. Huh? Okay. Then we'll discover how many people are here. Huh? Sometimes, maybe some days during the week, I'll do a live in Urdu and see how many people are engaging and how many questions are coming through. I used to do videos in Urdu as well, and I just did not stick with it. I didn't do a lot of videos in Urdu, and I think the audience was there, but I didn't get a lot of response, so I kind of like stopped doing it in Urdu. Guys, listen, that's it for today's live. Today is the 15th of March, which is also the absolute middle of Ramadan. So those of you who are fasting, bless you. Those of you who are not fasting, may God bless you to goodness and amazingness in this world and the next world. Everybody here who's come in, Nishinta, Satish, Omar, Ahmed, Akif, I don't see any questions coming through. If you guys have a question, say yes, and I'll be here for a couple more minutes, but I don't see any questions coming through. Amna Zafar, Assalamu alaikum, sister. If you guys don't have any questions, if you have a question, just type yes on Instagram or YouTube, and I'll be here for a couple more minutes. But if I don't see a question, I don't see any questions coming through. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Everybody who's joined in. Okay, what do you advise is better in terms of ROI? Commercial rental. Ahmed asks, what do you advise is better in terms of ROI? Commercial, rental, or residential? Look, commercial, the guys who do commercial will tell you residential. The guys who do residential will tell you residential. In my opinion, both have their pros and cons, okay? You've got to remember, you're dealing with a very different mindset and a very different you're dealing with a very different mindset and a very different client in commercial as opposed to residential, okay? So first get that right. So who do you want to deal with? Do you want to deal with a person who's going to be living there with their family, or would you rather live with somebody who's got an office space? Both sides have their own pros and cons as well, okay? Like if you look at residential, you're dependent and you're hoping that the person is going to keep their job and keep paying on time Obviously, you want them to do that. On the side of commercial, you want to make sure that their business is going well and they're staying and they're going to be paying you what's due to you in terms of rent on time. Welcome, Ashwin, Akif, Hemant, Abib, Amna Zafar. Guys, if you have a question, shoot it in the Instagram comment section. I generally take questions and answer. Okay, Arshid Khan. So does that make sense? Does that make sense? So first of all, you decide who you want to deal with. Number two, if you ask, and then you also remember this, okay? Commercial doesn't always perform well, okay? I've seen the 2008 crisis. Commercial suffered, right? I've seen the 2015, 16, 17 slowdown. Commercial suffered, right? When oil prices went down and the economy was a little bit slower, commercial suffered. But right now, if you ask me right now, obviously I can see for the next foreseeable future, like the next 3-4 years, 2-3 years, I can see commercial's going to do better. Not better, but commercial's going to do very competitive. It's going to be really good. But then again, when you go into commercial, now here's the thing. If you go into buying commercial right now, are you going to be paying super premiums? Yes. Because there is a dearth, or there's a little bit of, I'm not going to say scarcity, but there is a little bit of scarce supply in commercial. So when you try to go and buy an office, the seller already knows that there is scarcity of offices available for sale. So he's going to charge you a little bit of an arm and a leg, if not a little finger. Okay. So then now what's happened is you've paid a little bit too high a price sometimes. Okay. Now you're trying to get it back in rent. Now what happens if 3 years later, 4 years later, I was talking about the pandemic situation where we thought that everybody would come out and they would not work, they wouldn't work from office, but things have changed, come back. People want like business owners, they want people to come to the office to do work, right? Which is normal. They want people to be in the office to do work, which is normal. They just I'm not going to call it old school. It's just sometimes the way the business operates, right? So now what's happened? Commercial rents have gone up as well. But then will it stay like that as more supply comes in? Maybe yes, maybe not, right? So what you've got to do, this is my suggestion to you, okay? What you've got to do is you've got to look at your strategy. Your strategy. Some people like holding commercial portfolios. It just works for them, okay? So if they like holding commercial portfolio, it works for them. So don't go in right now thinking about the way the returns are today. Go in with a strategy to keep high returns for a longer period of time. And for that, I would recommend go and look at my podcast with a commercial expert. His name's Prashant. Maybe we can put it in the comment section. Can I write here? Okay, so we're going to put, his name is Prashant. Okay. And what you want to do is, you want to sit down with Prashant and you want to tell him that, look, I would like to build a commercial portfolio and I want your advice on how to do it. Retain him as your broker. Retain him. Tell him, like, listen, I ain't going to buy from nobody else. Even if there's a seller who's being represented by another agent, you're going to represent me. Okay? If Prashant charges you an upfront fee, so be it, pay that fee, okay? Why you should pay that fee is you want an expert to guide you. Tulkan Janov Abdul Akhad, welcome. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, brother. So you want Kunal Ali Keith, user means roundabout 8035, Said Extra, Amna Zafar. So what you want to do is you want to have that expert guide you to build your portfolio, okay? Does that make sense, okay? Everybody on Instagram, does that make sense? And then you've got to go on a smart buying spree over the next 3-4 years. And then you got to focus. Then you've got to focus in trying to buy commercial space. Okay? The good deals, the bad deals won't come. Don't buy the bad deals. Buy only the good deals. And then hold on to it. And then build a mixed portfolio of commercial and residential. All right, guys. Okay. Oh, there's a podcast link in the YouTube live. Can we put it in the Instagram as well? I can't see. I can't put a link, guys. It's Prashant's podcast. Prashant, is his name in the title? Okay, maybe you can put the title name in Instagram. If you guys want to find an absolute gem of a person who does commercial real estate, it's that person. I think his number is going to be somewhere in the description as well. It's podcast number 4, guys. Podcast number 4. Okay, check out podcast number 4. It's by I got Mr. Prashant on there. It would really, really, really guide you guys on doing things the right way. Talk to him if you want to get into commercial real estate. All right, guys. Kunal, Natasha, user means I don't see any more questions coming in. It is 12 p.m. on the dot. I bid you adieu. Thank you very much for everybody who's joined in. I appreciate you guys coming through. Amira, Gaffer, Muhammad. Guys, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks, guys.
You both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decision.
You know, sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.